What's going on, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Triple M Boxing Channel, your source for all your boxing needs. Last night was an incredible fight. Night of fights, actually.
Yeah.
From literally the undercard, we got to see Carmel, we got to see Jose go to action, we got to see another Cuban guy go crazy. Mr. Yo-Yo, yeah.
That's a good fight.
That was a crazy fight by that Cuban dude. Unbelievable performance. But the main card was just action-packed, man. And for this, we'll cover the three fights. We'll start off with Mr. Pitbull Cruz versus Angel Fierro. Wow, incredible. Literally from round 1 all the way up to round 10. It was just action-packed. It was just back and forth. What are your thoughts on this fight?
I think that's it's Mexican versus Mexican, so I expected nothing less but for us to get that fight.
Yeah.
Angel Fierro moving forward was, that's his style.
Yeah.
Moving forward, put the pressure on, and that's what he did. So obviously we all know Pitbull Cruz is a come forward fighter. And we got the typical quote-unquote Mexican fight that we got, and it was a barn burner fight. Not much technique. It was all swinging, but like it was definitely eye-catching to a lot of boxing fans.
Definitely,
it was a close fight in my opinion, but it was good to watch, man. What did you think?
I'll start off with the first round. When I saw Pitbull Cruz through a jab, I was like, wow, adjustments, amazing. That was it. Just the first round. Yeah.
That's what he learned. He went back to his ways.
Yeah.
He went back to his
but when you're in a firefight, and like, in my opinion, when you're throwing the best you got, I think sometimes the game plan just goes out the window, and you just go back to what you know. Right? And that's literally what he did from round 1 to round 10. Isak got a lot of great shots, clean shots on Angel Fierro. And Angel Fierro, he just ate it like it was nothing. And he stayed put. He didn't move backwards. There was one round where it seemed like Angel got Pitbull and wobbled him. But Pitbull has that stone-faced look. It's like, okay, you might have hurt me, but my face remains the same.
And he went back to his waist and started
Yeah. It was crazy. It was insane.
Both guys have the same mentality, man.
Yeah.
It's that typical Mexican warrior where once you get hit, guess what? There's going to be a few punches that's coming back to you, and that's exactly what happened. With Pitbull, man, like being just our criticism towards him, he fights one fight. He's a one-dimensional fighter. He will swing, he will counter with that left. That left hook is lethal. But you can see what happens when the guys adjust. Obviously his weakness. We all know it's going to be a boxer, but even Fierro was able to adjust to his power because he swings a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like literally big looping shots where obviously towards the middle and the end of the rounds, you can telegraph it because you know he's going to throw it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. Fierro was able to adjust with shorter, straight shots.
Yeah.
In between of Pitbull's big swing, and that's how the fight was a little close. Oh, actually, it was really close towards the end. Pitbull, it's kind of surprising to see him get buzzed a little bit.
Yeah.
He took that punch to the temple. His legs don't lie, but like I said, he's punched back. But yeah, that's that one key takeaway, man. Pitbull, we all know he's exciting. We all know his style, but he does have the Achilles heel, and he doesn't adjust his style.
Yeah.
He fights one way, and that's what he knows. If he can't get you out of there, he'll be in a lot of trouble. We saw that yesterday. Although I thought he won a close fight. Hats off to Angel Fierro, but for Pitbull to be able to succeed more, I think there's a little tweaking that needs to be changed.
Yeah, and the one question I had after watching this fight is, does Pitbull have the power in that weight class? Because is either that or does Angel have a really incredible chin? Because he ate a lot of those chins. No, not a lot of those chins. A lot of those shots clean.
Every round, there's at least 3 to 5.
Yeah, and then like shots. and Angel's still moving forward, still staying put, right in the pocket, face to face, right? It's like, does he need to go back down? Does he need to stay here? Just build up that power? Who knows? Because maybe we'll see in the next fight. Will he get a knockout? Because I know he really wanted to get a knockout this fight.
That's exactly. I was gonna say that too. It was built for him because it's a come forward fighter that's not gonna box you.
Yeah.
And he was the one, hey, if anything, he was the one that got rocked. So.
Bro, incredible fight. But that, in my opinion, that fight should have been the co-main event, because we're going to go into the next fight here, which is Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton. That should have been the co-main event, in my opinion, because it was extremely underwhelming. I'll start. What was Brandon doing?
I don't know.
It was pitter patter, boom, 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 boom. It's like, okay, where's the power? Where's the Brandon we saw in the first fight? Where's the Brandon we saw in the previous fight? In my opinion, I felt like he knew, like mentally knew, he couldn't get this guy. Because what Stephen Fulton did really well, he took away his best weapon, like we were all saying yesterday. Every time he would come close, what would he do?
Smother.
Boom, smother, that's it. And Brandon had no game plan. Even in the corners, it's like, just keep doing what you're doing. What?
I didn't. Yeah, that fight, I agree. It's super underwhelming.
Yeah.
It's just weird because, hats off to Stephen Fulton. He was able to neutralize Brandon. But also, Fulton was significantly better on the inside that night. Last night, which is odd to me because Brandon, being the quote-unquote bigger guy in this higher weight, he's obviously one of the best inside fighter in the game. I didn't see any of those at all. He was being neutralized. Fulton was we all know Fulton was quicker, so we saw that. Fulton was slicker, we saw that. But what surprised me is Fulton was even the better inside fighter, and he was catching Brandon with a lot of clean shots. Although he didn't hurt Brandon, but it doesn't need he doesn't need to be buzzed. He was just scoring.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to give Brandon a round or two. I'm not even gonna lie. It was really underwhelming. Fulton did his thing. Now he's the champion. There's same as Pitbull. Brandon Figueroa has one style. Even though he switches, he has one style. He wants to get inside. Inside was there all night though. That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
He just couldn't capitalize. So there's a lot of tweaking, a lot of changes that needs to be done in the corner for him for his next fight.
I agree, and on top of that, man, Stephen Fulton, he not only won a belt, but he won best dressed for the night.
Oh,
bro, when I saw him warming up in those jean shorts, I'm like, there's no way.
Long too. It's still it's 3/4,
right?
Like,
yeah, we saw the Timbs not even tied. Like, bro, that's a fashion statement, and he, in my opinion. Like, bro, that deserves a round of applause because, like,
Stephen Fulton,
Scooter,
man,
unbelievable performance. He literally played Brandon's game, the inside fighting game, and
one of the ones,
and he ultimately won.
He swagged out while doing it, man. So shout outs to Scooter Fulton, man.
Exactly, and he's back in the mix now, right?
Yep.
People played him down because of the loss against Inoue. But hey, man, after that performance, bro, he's literally back in the mix. I myself, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he wasn't gonna perform like that.
Shut us out, man. The doubters. He shut us all down.
Yeah, he shut us all up. Now the main event, man, this was truly incredible.
This one was a good one.
Amazing fight.
This one should have been the main event. Sure.
The two Davids, David Benavidez versus David Morrell. Like I said, this is all we could have asked for. Action from literally round 1 to round 12. The fans won all night. If you paid to be at the T-Mobile Arena that night, you definitely got your money's worth, right? Not only from Pitbull Cruz, if you were there for the prelims to the main event. This one, oh my God, unbelievable as well. That's an honorable mention as well, But the Davids, they both threw an incredible show last night. Obviously, Benavidez came out with the win, but the one thing that, in my opinion, that got David the win was two things. Number one, his experience, and number two, volume. Even though it wasn't much, at most times it was just a pot shot, a stiff jab, a jab and an uppercut. He still won the fight, and in my opinion, I don't think Morrell knew how to really adjust or play the long game.
Yeah. Because he's so used to knocking people out within 4 rounds.
Man. Yeah.
But I'd say this, they weren't lying when they said they were there to actually knock each other out. Because, man, first round I expected Morrell to come out and expected Benavidez to just download. Nah, that didn't happen.
No.
They were just throwing. They were throwing right away. That's why I was shook. I was like, Benavidez, this is a dangerous part of Morrell that you got to get over. But he even said in the interview, he said he felt Morrell's punches and not that hard, so that he just decided to go.
Yeah.
And man, we got a heck of a fight, man. I agree with it's crazy because the punch stat shows that Morrell threw a little bit more than Benavidez.
Yeah, that was weird.
But I think it's because Benavidez was just pot shotting consistently, power pot shotting consistently, and then Morrell was just fighting in spurts.
Yeah.
With combos and stuff. That might be fair, but the right guy won.
Yeah,
obviously, Benavidez. It was a tough fight. It was a tough fight for both guys. Morrell, went to deep waters for the first time in his career.
Deep.
He's got a chin, number one, but he was getting hit by a lot of shots. He was returning a lot of shots. One thing Morrell one mistake that he made consistently is backing up. It seemed to me like he was trying to counter David.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both David. He was trying to counter Benavidez. However, it backfired because he was just on the ropes.
Yeah.
For too long.
Yeah,
I think that cost him the fight. He got hit a bunch of times, although he wasn't hurt. It was still scoring, and it gave David obviously the confidence. He could have pushed the pace more. He was able to at times, but I think that ultimately lost him the fight. It's just his back was always on the ropes.
Yeah, I agree. There's so much to unpack from this fight. Like what we predicted in the earlier rounds, Morrell was going to push the pace.
Yeah.
Right? In the earlier rounds, Morrell had amazing footwork.
The first fight. I mean, the first round.
And yeah, exactly. And he had amazing footwork, like from round 1 to round 4. And then once he got, I don't know if I want to say tired, but I'll just say it anyways. He got tired. Where did that footwork go? He was angling Benavidez. He was getting proper angles, and then he just stopped doing that. At times, he wouldn't even throw back. No, was he scared to get countered?
They kept.
Yeah,
and he's still dancing. He kept dancing. Like I said, this is the inexperience that Morrell. He showed it on the fight, and obviously David was a veteran at a young age. He was able to capitalize that. But another thing that we noticed, they're both kind of flat-footed this weight.
Yeah.
175, is it a little too heavy for them? Because even Benavidez, it wasn't as obvious, but his output obviously isn't that much anymore. Mm-hmm. And his mouth was open. I felt like he got tired after round 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. So that's a big thing, because obviously he got the win, but for you to be able to go against the likes of Bivol or Beterbiev, you might Benavidez probably will fight the winner, though. He has to be better in terms of stamina.
Yep.
In terms of his movements, especially with Bivol, you can't just be flat-footed. He'll eat you alive all day. Hell, you can't be flat-footed against Beterbiev because he would literally eat you alive.
Yeah.
Dave Benavidez won the fight, but that Benavidez, in my opinion, will not beat a Beterbiev or Bivol just yet.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. And the other thing too, let's talk about their power.
Yeah.
Benavidez's power or Morrell, who had more power? In my opinion, I think it would have to go to Morrell.
Yeah.
Reason why, I think it was round 4. We were saying
he rocked him.
He rocked him. He literally wobbled his legs. Did we ever see Morrell get rocked throughout the fight? I don't think so. No. Right? Like Benavidez did get him with some great uppercuts in the later round, but Morrell's feet were still there.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't wobbled, he didn't have Bambi legs, nothing like that.
Not at all. He has great chin. Like I said, 175, we don't know their power.
Yeah.
This is their second fight. But actually, David Benavidez hasn't knocked out anyone since Andre, which is a natural 160 pounder.
Yeah.
And then before that, it was, what's his name? The Canadian dude, Lemieux, which is also a natural 160 pounder. So now David has moved up, fighting a guy that also moved up. That's a question, Obviously, the speed is there. It spurts, though.
Yeah.
It comes in spurts. The power, we don't know. Accuracy is obviously there, which is good.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, last night was pretty obvious. Morrell is a little bit more powerful. He was able to Benavidez rock him a little bit. But then again, that's the same question as Morrell. Does he have the same power at 175? This is their second fight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise Benavidez to fight the winner of Bivol Beterbiev, but I think that's gonna happen. What's gonna happen next, and I really just wish him the best, man. We'll see what happens then.
Yeah, man, he's chasing greatness. You can't blame that. You can't hate on that, right? Chase greatness all you want, man. I'll obviously be rooting for him. I'm a diehard Benavidez fan,
Yeah.
but nevertheless, everything that we spoke about this fight compared to his 175 debut, my opinion, way better.
It's a better fight.
Way better. He came in saying he was more healthier.
Yeah.
His hands were both like fully at 100%, and it showed.
Yeah.
He was using both hands. He was very accurate, like you mentioned, with his jab. And honestly, hats off to Benavidez for that amazing performance. I can't wait for him to fight either Beterbiev or Bivol, but in my opinion, he would have to really make some big adjustments.
A lot.
Go back in the gym,
Yeah.
get some more strength. Right, because the way that he fought tonight against someone like, let's say Bivol's just gonna dance around him. He's gonna angle him,
It's not
right?
just dance. Bivol might
Might hurt.
a problem. Like actually, like throw more combinations as Morrell. That's the thing is Morrell wasn't throwing.
Yeah,
He was in spurts. That's why David was able to guard that. But on a consistent basis, especially when you're tired, it's hard. Bivol can do that for 25 rounds. That's a difference.
easily. Yeah, for 2 fights, man, and then against someone like Beterbiev,
Ooh, that's
who just
totally
has
different story.
power everywhere.
Yeah.
That's gonna be scary.
Yeah. If Morrell was able to rock you at the same punch, Beterbiev was able to hit. If he's able to hit Benavidez like that, that's a different story. It comes with more than that, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right now, now on the other hand, let's say if Morrell won, right? Let's say if he did. If he were to face Beterbiev or Bivol, I say the same thing. He's not gonna last.
Definitely,
He's not gonna last after that performance.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter what adjustments, in my opinion. I don't think he has what it takes against Beterbiev or Bivol yet.
Yet. Especially if your back is always on the ropes like that. Not a Beterbiev, man. Not a Beterbiev.
He'll beat his ass without the B. Literally.
Yeah,
right?
not a Beterbiev. I'll be scared, man. But hey, they can only get better. Both guys, but obviously for Benavidez, assuming he gets the winner, either guys, man, I know that he'll be better the next fight. That's a good motivation for him. We're not counting him out, definitely.
No.
He can be definitely way better than his last fight against Morrell, whoever he faces, because he will have to. He's going to have to rise to the occasion. I expect him to do it. Do I expect him to win? I don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen in the Bivol Beterbiev fight. But I expect Benavidez to step his game up, train really well, and be the best Benavidez that night, whoever he faces.
Yeah, man, it'd be sick. The one thing I'd be pissed out about is if that Beterbiev Bivol fight ends in a draw, I'm gonna be so mad because now that fight's gonna be delayed. Yeah, right? It's gonna be so annoying, man. So annoying. But let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Was that Benavidez Morrell fight all that you could have ever asked for? Figueroa, what was that? Let us know, man. And until next time, guys, we're the opposite of in.